Today, I want to give you something that's going to change the way you stay in touch with your past clients and your sphere. And the best part, it doesn't feel salesy. I built this for me, and it was by accident. And it feels like you're helping people. It doesn't feel like you're pushing something on them that kind of feels a little bit sleazy. Now, you're supposed to call your database. You're supposed to connect with them and make them feel like they actually matter because you're providing value. Look, we're supposed to stay in touch, but you pick up the phone and the next thing that happens in your mind is like, what do I say? and then this comes out. Hey, just checking in, Joe. Or, hey, Joanne, just seeing if you know anybody that's looking to buy or sell real estate. And look, that's not a conversation. That's an interruption. And people feel it. So what if I told you there's one simple thing that you can create that takes maybe an hour, maybe a little longer, that gives you a reason to call every single person in your database. And not just once, every single quarter for the rest of your career. I'm Tristan. This is Your Daily Real Estate. It's a podcast. It's a show, 5 to 10 minutes every day. It's been going on for now 2.5, 3 years, I think. And I didn't know that I would run this for that long, but it's still going. Like lab coats, right? When I started this 12 years ago, I had no idea it was going to blow up the way it did. And now we just started up our own brokerage nationwide, Y Realty. Let's get into this one. I call it the directory, but internally, I call it the local legends. And maybe I'll talk to you about that, but let's just go with the directory. Here's what you put in it. You put together a list of every trusted local service provider that you personally recommend, and you typically go for 3 or more of each. And I'm talking about your go-to plumber, your electrician, handyman, your house cleaner, your painter, your landscaper, roofer, pest control, HVAC, locksmith. Listen, everything, even your moving company. And then you go beyond the home stuff, your mortgage or mortgage lender, your insurance agent, your CPA, your estate planning person, attorney for trusts and probates. You put all these people in one clean branded document with your name, or like I had, local legends, right? Your photo, your contact info, everywhere where people can see it. If you want to take it to another level, you go to AI and have AI create a beautiful website that then you can update and have it tiled. I mean, if you're using Claude or Lovable, you could build it out and then just put it out there pretty fast. But that's the directory in essence. That's my local legends directory. And here's why this is so powerful. When you call someone and you lead with, hey, I put together a list of every local vendor that we've personally used as a team or a brokerage, people that we trust, plumbers, electrician, handyman, all of it, I want to send it to you. What do you think they're going to say? No? Nobody says no to this. You're giving them something useful. You're not asking for anything back. You're leading with value. And that changes the entire energy of the call. Let me give you the exact script so you can see how easy this is, because now we've run it for 3 years straight, at least the way I built it here. And you can call your past clients and say, hey, Joe, it's Tristan. How are you doing? How's the home treating you? And then you just let them talk. You catch up. You're a human being and you have a conversation. Then after a couple of minutes, you can say, hey, listen, the reason I'm actually calling you is I put together something that I think you're actually going to use. And a lot of our clients are using it. It's a directory, or like I call it, my local legends directory. It's every local service provider that we have used or become highly recommended by other past clients of ours that we've vetted. Plumbers, electricians, handyman, cleaners, all vetted by us and my clients. And I'd love to send it over to you. Or if you've built out the site, and let me send you a link, right? Or if it's a PDF, let me text it to you. Or what's the best way? Text, email, and that's it. That's it. That's the call. It's that simple. Now, for your sphere, people you haven't talked to in a while, it's almost the same thing. And it's usually a text. Listen, I told you it's a call, but it could easily be a text that you can transition over to a call. There's no pressure. Hey, Joanne, it's Tristan. It's been a little bit. How's everything going? Catch up, right? Boom, boom, boom. Listen, I put together a local legends directory or a local home services directory of all the people we've or our clients have personally recommended or used. If you need it, I can happily send this over to you. How's everything going? And then just let them say yes or no, right? The whole point of this is to come from a point of contribution, because what happens is people living in a home, they have this whole MRI situation, maintenance, repairs, and improvements. And they're going to need this list at some point, or they're going to know somebody that's going to need this list. And the easier you make it for them to remember it's there by branding it, right? And by having it up to date and reminding people quarterly, you're going to have them use it some way or another. So with this one, it'd be like, hey, is it okay if I text it over to you or email it to you? And then they're like, yeah, of course. Done. Easy. No pressure. No weird energy. You know, that energy that feels like you're just encroaching on their space? I hate that. And here's where it gets really good. After you offer to send it, you say, hey, by the way, or whatever you want to do. I don't use by the way, but do you know anyone great that should be on this list? I'm always looking to add quality people. And that question does two things. One, it makes them feel involved. They're contributing to the resource. Number two, it tells you what's going on in their life. If they say, oh yeah, we just had our kitchen redone. Right? The contractor was amazing. Well, now you know they're investing in their house. Or maybe they say something like, well, actually, we've been thinking about moving. And those are conversations, real conversations we've had because of this. Now, you just uncovered an opportunity without ever asking. Right? It naturally happened before you hung up, or before you ended up saying something like, oh, by the way, if you ever need real estate, or if any of your friends, that just feels weird, right? Now you came from a point of giving, and now they are saying, wait a second, Tristan, maybe you can help us, right? And that's it. How hard is that? It's not. It doesn't feel like you're asking for anything, because you're not. You're giving. Purely giving. Let me tell you about the multiplier effect, or multiplier moves, whatever you want to call it. This is where the directory goes from a good idea to a full system. Now, as you're building this out, you're going to have vendors that maybe there are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now you have the opportunity to feature them, right? You're like, hey, I'm Joe the plumber. I'm recommending you to my entire client list. So I'm going to put you at the top for this month as I blast this out, or on my website. So Joe, if you ever come across anyone thinking about buying or selling, I'd love to be the one you send them to. Now think about that. If you have 20 vendors on your list, you now have 20 local businesses that you can have this conversation with. And business to business, it's different. They understand, right? They understand that it's a quid pro quo game. You're going to give them something, they're going to give you back. And when you find the right match, man, this becomes even more beautiful. And that's a referral network that you build as you're building this out. Pretty crazy, right? What I would also think about is, as you're building this out into a PDF, I would think, well, do I also want to build this out into a website? And the answer is yes, you do. Just make sure to brand it. Like I've branded it to local legends, right? You brand it to whatever you want to do. And you start putting it out there on social media. Need a good plumber? I've got you. DM me, right? Or I've got you. Just click on the link above. It'll take you to the directory. And that content, that gets engagement because they start sharing it. Then in your newsletter, you start blasting this out. Boom, you add it to your listing presentation, right? Now your pre-listing packet. And then this becomes a plan for post closing, and you've got a list of all the ones that offer free stuff for those listings that close, man, it starts just spiraling. All of this happens just from me thinking, oh, this community I'm in, it looks like they need this because they keep on asking in this group email that I'm part of. And it became crazy. And this is how you win listings. This is how you connect with people. This is how you go further and further into relationships. And look, you're going to be changing this, at least I have, quarterly or more. I'm always adding and then taking away. People move, people go out of business. So you want to do these quarterly updates. Now you have a reason to really call people. If you're like, Tristan, that's too much, great, 2 times a year. Right? You're adding new vendors, you're taking out the old ones. And now you have a reason to call your entire database, right? New year, summer, winterized. I don't live in a winter area, but you get it. That's pretty nuts, right? This is how you start growing with pure value. Yeah, end of the year update plus new home vendors that you'll want to know about, right? So many different touch points, even announcing new vendors that you added to the list. So now let me show you how this fits into your daily routine. If you're following my 5-20-1-1-1 system, we did a whole challenge on this last month, I think it was. Yeah, it ended last month. It plugs right in. Your 5-20-1-1-1, 5 calls, you're calling 5 people in your database, and you lead with a directory. Man, those prospecting minutes, that becomes so much easier. Like, that's a conversation starter. You're giving. And your handwritten notes section, hey, Joe, just want to update you on my directory. Hope it comes in handy. Here's a link. Scan this QR code, whatever. Social media post, spotlight a vendor that you worked with or that your client worked with. And there's so much here because you can also use that time when you're 5-20-1-1-1. And if you missed that, it's one of our podcasts. Just look it up. But now you're reaching out to vendors too. And vendors, you're reaching out for 2 reasons, right? You want to add them into your system, and you want to make sure that they also are sending you business. And this thing is so repeatable. You can call your entire database for this reason alone every quarter, every 6 months. The whole point of this is to make sure that you stop picking up the phone and saying, I'm just checking in, I'm just touching base. This is the number one reason to connect with people. You're giving them exactly what they need, because when they live in a home, things break, things need to be remodeled, things need to be repaired, things need to be added. So please use this, build this out. If you need an example, just let me know. I've got an example of one. I've got a template of my local legends one on Canva. Hope this helps. Have an awesome day.